Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Erika Gutierrez, and I'm the Director of Multilingual here in Caney ISD. We have with us Mayra Andrade, and she is one of our multilingual specialists working specifically with our elementary. And we're super excited today to have two very special guests joining us who have been with New Caney for a long time. We have from Porter High School, Crissy Grifaldo, and from New Caney High School, Alexis Sanchez, and they are the valedictorians for the 24-25 school year for 2025. So we're super excited and happy that you're here. And really what we want is for you all to tell us your story regarding dual language and how that has led you to the path where you're at today. And just give us your experience and just let us know everything that has happened, kind of where you're at now, and what looking forward, what your future goals are. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Our first question to you all is, can you tell us a little bit about your first experience in school? Where did you go to elementary, and what was that experience like as a dual language student? Go ahead.
Well, I went to the Ben's Branch Elementary, and I've been in the dual language program since pre-K kinder, and I've always enjoyed being able to have the option to learn Spanish and be able to have classes in that language. But yeah.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Alexis?
Well, I moved to New Caney ISD in second grade. I went to Aiken for 1 year, and then I moved to Tavola and then Dogwood. And I feel like being in dual language, like it helps me, like it may help me make more friends, and like I still see some of them in high school. And yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you guys for being here. So, are you coming from a Spanish-speaking home? And if that is true, how do you think that makes the dual language program for you? Is it harder or easier?
I do come from a Spanish-speaking household, and I think the dual language program has made it easier for me in general, because I'm able to practice Spanish both at home and in school, and also maintain that relationship with my family through the language.
Thank you. What about you, Alexis?
In my home, yes, it's mainly they speak Spanish. My first language was Spanish. I was raised always speaking Spanish. I feel like it did make dual language, the program, easier because I was able to communicate with some of my teachers, and I was able to communicate with some students who like weren't able to speak English, and I could like establish more like relationships among other students.
Thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about your families? Where are you from? Where are your parents from?
My parents are from Guanajuato, Mexico, and most of my family is from that state.
Okay. What about you?
My parents are from El Salvador. My dad's from San Miguel, and my mom's from San Vicente, and most of my family is from there as well.
Okay, awesome. So, what is your most memorable experience while you were in the dual language program?
My most memorable experience while I was in the dual language program was probably like during like field days, and like during fifth grade, there was like a field trip to Pine Cove. I wasn't able to go, but I stayed behind with some of my teachers, and it was really fun because most of my friends stayed behind as well.
Okay.
I would have to say that my most memorable experience was when we had, I forgot what it's called, but it was like a dual language like performance where we got to sing, dance, and like sometimes play instruments for like songs in Spanish, and that was just overall really fun.
Okay, perfect. Could you tell us a little bit about maybe your favorite dual language teacher while you were in elementary?
My favorite dual language teacher was Miss Mendez. She taught Spanish in fourth grade, and she was always very supportive, very helpful overall, and always willing to make me feel the most comfortable I could be in her class, and I really appreciate that about her.
Okay, thank you.
It's kind of hard to choose, but it'd be between either Miss Bennett or Miss McKee. They were always looking out for me and making sure that like my achievements weren't just simply overlooked. They're making sure that they were acknowledged, and they were always looking forward to my success.
Great. So, how do you think like being in the dual language program gave you an advantage, like moving into middle school and eventually high school?
Well, one of the advantages was I was able to take Spanish classes in middle school, and that obviously saved me a lot of time in high school, and I was able to focus on other classes and other extracurriculars. And it also helped me formulate some friendships and bonds that I've still kept in middle school and high school, and just overall preserve that community that has been amplified through the Spanish language. So it has brought to me many benefits.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
So one of the things that we always tell our dual language when a kindergarten parent is wanting to enroll into kindergarten is that the bonds that they build as a class are so important and so strong. Do you feel like that has been part of what has happened with you, with either one of you, as you've moved from elementary to now graduating high school?
I think for sure, because I feel like when enrolling in dual language, obviously most students come from a Spanish-speaking home or from a land or have family from Latin American country, and already there's a connection through that because of the shared cultural traditions and just like the shared communities. So there's already like a bond established without even having to try. And I think dual language really establishes that and makes it easier to form relationships with other students.
Okay, awesome. What about you, Alexis?
I do think that taking dual language in elementary did help me as I moved into middle school and high school, because as Christy said, it did help with my Spanish classes. In my high school years, I was able to take Spanish language and Spanish literature. They were both AP classes, and I was able to get a 5 on both of those tests, which was really good for me. And it earned me college credit, which I think will be good in case I ever need it.
Absolutely.
Great.
So you mentioned a little bit about the culture. Part of being a dual language student is, yes, you want to be bilingual, biliterate, but also keep that culture within who you are, because it's represents very much who we are and where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it did help with that? Do you feel proud of your culture? Do you think that it did help with you maintaining that culture of being from El Salvador or being from Mexico or having family that came from there?
I'm very proud of my culture. It's something I really do take a lot of pride in, and I feel like as being part of the dual language program, we had celebrations that we had like celebrations like Dia de los Muertos or like any sort of celebration like that where our culture was being infused into the curriculum and very much present in the classroom environment. And I think having my culture present, not just in my household, but also in a public space and a place outside of my house, really made me feel like I shouldn't hide my culture. Like it's important, it's worth celebrating. And I think the dual language program has for sure helped me build that pride and appreciate my culture.
I love that because, Maida and I, we both came from kind of different backgrounds. As far as Maida grew up in El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
And I came from a small town in East Texas where dual language was not a thing. And so it was an ESL program. And so it was very much, you're going to learn it or you're going to figure it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I first had the opportunity to talk about my culture, it wasn't until I took a class in college.
Mm.
And I really had that opportunity to kind of explore who I really was and kind of really be proud of identifying as a Latina. And so I think it's so important that you all have experienced that throughout your elementary and going like that new Caney ISD has prepared you for that and has given you that opportunity to be proud of who you are. I don't know if you all know this, but most schools that are elementaries don't have dual language. And so it's very unique to New Caney ISD and what we do, that we do have dual language and that it's open to both our English speakers and our Spanish speakers. And so everyone has the opportunity to really build that culture, learn that second language, and build that, exactly what you all talked about, that family atmosphere where you're proud of who you are and you build strong relationships and bonds with other kiddos who maybe you wouldn't have had those bonds with before.
Bueno, ya nos mencionaron cómo les ha ayudado el programa dual en la escuela, pero en su vida familiar, ¿cómo les ha beneficiado el hablar español?
Pues el programa me ayuda a mí para practicarlo porque ya sé que lo hablo en la casa, pero en la mayoría del tiempo estoy en la escuela y pues tener la oportunidad de tener que practicarlo, de aprender ciertas materias en español, además de inglés, definitivamente, especialmente en mis años más donde me estoy, ¿cómo diría?
Formando.
Me estoy formando,
Ajá.
donde estoy aprendiendo y estoy agarrando cualquier conocimiento que pueda. Fue muy importante para mí para no perder el idioma, para preservarlo, para que evolucione a como yo vaya. Y estoy muy agradecida con el programa por eso, porque me ha ayudado definitivamente a tenerlo con una fluidez que me ayuda con mi familia, me ayuda con gente en otros lugares, así nomás. Entonces estoy muy agradecida con el programa por eso.
Qué bueno, qué bueno. ¿Te comunicas con tus abuelitos o familia en México?
Sí, claro.
En español.
Sí.
Excelente. ¿Y qué tal tú, Alexis? ¿Cómo te ha ayudado con tu familia?
Yo creo que el programa de lenguaje dual me ha ayudado a comunicarme con mi familia porque hay más como conexión entre mis padres, como puedo entender lo que ellos me quieren decir y a veces cuando estamos pasando tiempo en familia me dicen, hey, ven a ver este programa de televisión y pues lo puedo entender lo que me están queriendo decir, o a veces cuando necesitan mi ayuda les ayudo también, y también a veces me piden que les traduzca algo y les ayudo en eso.
También me ayudas.
Sí.
Y eso nunca va a cambiar. La
Sí.
traducción, no importa cuántos años tienes, tus papás siempre te van a pedir que les traduzcas.
Sí.
Excelente.
Ok. ¿Ustedes qué consejos le darían a algún papá? What advice would you give to parents who are looking at, maybe they're from a Spanish-speaking home, but they're unsure if they should put their student in a dual language home, in a dual language school, or in a dual language program? What advice would you give that parent?
When it comes to especially parents who are themselves Spanish speakers, native, or if they came from a Spanish-speaking country or their first generation, I think it's very important for them to give their children the opportunity to learn Spanish. And I know that years ago it was better to have a kid just know English because it wasn't accepted as it is now to speak Spanish. And I have seen firsthand, like my cousins, how they're like losing it because their parents speaking to them more in English, and it's sad. I think it's because it's just they're losing a way to connect to their culture, to their family, and I think assimilating to what is considered like common or the easier path is the wrong idea. I think now more than ever people should try to maintain their culture. They should do whatever is possible to not lose it and realize that speaking Spanish is is extremely helpful. It's a way to connect with others, and it just has so many benefits for everyone. And I think parents should 100% consider putting their children in a dual language program if it's offered, because it's just ¿cómo diría?
Just the right thing to do.
It is the right thing to do, pero es que no deberían de perder eso. No deberían, porque nunca es la culpa de los niños. Es que necesitan darles la oportunidad de aprenderlo, de que sea parte de su vida, porque si no están perdiendo algo muy, muy vital para ellos. Y están perdiendo una parte de ellos que tal vez no están expuestos a. And for parents whose first language is English, enrolling your kids in a dual language program is very helpful because it allows them to communicate with others and give them that experience of other cultures and other people. So it has also plenty of benefits.
Thank you. Thank you. What about you? What advice would you give a parent?
For English speaking like families, I think that enrolling their student in like a dual language course is like really important because it helps like their kid understand like different cultures. It prepares them for like high school life, in which they'll like meet new people who won't like speak the same language as them, and then like ultimately it prepares them for like when they grow up and when they get a job, they're gonna need to know like they're gonna have a client one day that's gonna come in and not gonna know like how to speak their language, and I think like it prepares them to be able to communicate with them. Y para los padres de familias donde hablan español, creo que poner a su estudiante en el lenguaje dual, en el programa del lenguaje dual, es importante para que puedan aprender como el inglés, porque es muy importante el inglés, especialmente en los Estados Unidos, porque es el lenguaje que más se habla acá. Y creo que también les ayuda a que desarrollen como una mentalidad diferente, que pueden ellos como entender las cosas que les enseñan, van entendiendo cada cosa que se les enseña aquí en los Estados Unidos.
¿Ustedes creen que lo que dijiste es que te ayuda a crear una mentalidad diferente, sabiendo que sabes dos idiomas y que valoras las dos y que los dos son importantes? Si ustedes tendrían que compararse con a lo mejor compañeros de ustedes que no estuvieron en el programa dual por alguna razón, porque no empezaron en kinder, porque llegaron después, ¿ustedes creen que hay una diferencia entre alumnos que estuvieron en el programa dual y los que no?
Yo digo que a veces sí hay diferencias. Las que he notado es que los que no estuvieron parte del programa dual no son tan expertos en lenguaje, en cómo lo hablan. La mayoría es cómo lo hablan, porque pueden entenderlo bien, pero se les dificulta más hablarlo, por obviamente la falta de práctica. Y también he notado que no están tan cercanos con su cultura, a comparación con los que estaban en el programa dual, que tuvieron la oportunidad de participar y estar con otra gente que estaba en su misma, que son de su misma cultura.
Sí. ¿Qué tal tú?
Yo creo que sí hay una diferencia entre los estudiantes que están en el programa de lenguaje dual y los que no, porque yo tengo un compañero que él es americano, pero desde pequeño sus padres lo metieron al programa de lenguaje dual y él pudo estar en mis clases de español y por esas clases agarró crédito de colegio, y pues yo creo que también ayuda a que los estudiantes salgan de como su zona de donde están muy cómodos en sus casas los prepara cuando, por ejemplo, estén en un lugar donde sus padres no puedan traducir para ellos, que puedan entender lo que están queriendo comunicar otras personas.
Okay, excelente. So, what advice will you give to a new student entering the dual language program? ¿Cómo decirle? Es por tu bien.
Les diría que van a poder encontrar bonitas amistades donde se puedan sentir entendidos por sus compañeros, no se van a sentir solos y se van a sentir parte de una comunidad muy bonita. Excelente.
Consejos que le daría como a los estudiantes que están entrando al programa de lenguaje dual sería que no estén avergonzados de su cultura, que salgan y que sepan que hablar el español no es algo de que se tienen que avergonzar, sino algo que les ayuda mucho, y creo que deberían de tomarlo como algo que enseña que tienen un poco de sabiduría en culturas diferentes y que es algo que les beneficia a hacer más amistades, a crear más relaciones con las personas.
Gracias. Okay, so you guys are days away from graduation. How many days are you counting down?
A week
A
from now.
week.
Yeah.
Exciting.
That is super exciting. So tell us a little bit about what are your future plans? What is your next step?
Well, I will be going to the University of Texas at Austin, where I'm going to be studying radio, television, and film. And I'm planning to keep working in activism and helping others.
Okay. Thank you.
I plan to attend honors college at Lone Star because I want to stay close by to my family for the first 2 years, like in case of any emergency. And after, I plan to attend Rice, which I hope they'll accept my application. If not, then maybe I'll go to possibly University of Houston. I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in civil engineering because after that, I want to go to law school and become a lawyer.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Wow.
for sharing. So, obviously you're here and you're kind of at that next step in your education. Do you think that you would be where you're sitting at today if you hadn't received the education that you've received through being allowed to keep that culture and that language? Do you think these opportunities that you have right now in front of you and moving forward, not just in your next, but like moving forward, you said you want to do activism, you want to be a lawyer, like you're looking at long-term goals. Do you think you would be able to, and you would have that mindset to do that if you had not been part of a program like this?
I think the dual language program definitely helped me establish those goals. I think it exposed me to a lot of different people in my same culture. It exposed me to the different issues and difficulties experienced in my culture, especially the United States. And I think that has pushed me towards activism and trying to play a part in making the world a better place. So I think that the dual language program has definitely fueled that desire of me to help others. So yes.
I think the dual language program has made me feel more connected towards my parents. So it makes me have like a drive. Like my parents weren't able to receive like a good education, so I want to make like their efforts worth it. So I try to make sure like make them proud whenever I can and like achieve as much stuff as I can so that whatever they couldn't do, I'll do it for them.
Absolutely.
We're so proud of you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just like
super
hard
proud.
workers.
Thank you.
We're proud.
So you have an opportunity today to thank anyone. So that wasn't part of the questions, but if you could thank anyone or maybe several people, who do you want to say thank you to today? En español o en inglés, como guste.
I'd like to say thank you to my sister Jasmine. Ever since like I was little, she was always there for me, and she was like preparing me for the next step. She even taught me like how to divide in first grade. She was like she wanted to be a teacher growing up, so she would always like teach me ahead of time. She ended up becoming a radiologist though, and now she's pursuing CT. But I hope everything goes well for her, and I thank her very much.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yo le quisiera dar las gracias a mi mamá y mi papá por siempre apoyarme, siempre estar ahí para mí y por darme todas las herramientas que he necesitado para llegar a donde estoy ahorita.
Thank you. Well, we wish you all the best in your next steps with graduation, then going into your first year of college. And then I think one of the most important things that I've learned through higher education as I've gone back to school is that a lot of the times our Latino students or minority students don't come back to where they were from and show lo que han logrado, what they've accomplished. And so I hope that life and your careers and your education takes you far away, but I hope that you never forget where you came from, and then you can come back and show other students who look like you, who need models and someone to look up to, que sí se puede.
Yes.
Porque muchas veces como hispanos no vemos eso, no vemos el final. Entonces, I hope that you all come back and can at some point share that and feel proud of who you are and where it all started.
And motivate others.
Yes.
Because we know you're going to accomplish your goals. We can tell. You're hard workers. So come back and motivate others. Well, this is motivating others to learn 2 languages or even more. And to, like you said, Alex, be proud of your culture and be proud of your language. You're bilingual.
Yes.
And then you're going to see like more money. So that's
sure.
exciting too.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.